Today's class is about neoplasms of lymphatics. Benign neoplasms of lymphatics. Benign lymphatic tumors are developmental in origin, so they are seen in children often from birth. These tumors are often seen in the area of jugular buds in the neck. They are also seen in the axilla, shoulder, and groin. Benign neoplasms of lymphatics are localized cluster of dilated lymph sacs in the skin and subcutaneous tissue, which cannot connect to the normal lymph system. It grows into lymphangioma or benign neoplasms of lymphatics. Types of benign neoplasms of lymphatics. Three types are usually seen. A. Simple and capillary lymphangioma. B. Cavernous lymphangioma. And C. Cystic hygroma. First we will see simple and capillary lymphangioma. This type presents as circumscribed lesion, which appear as vesicles or small blisters or slightly elevated skin patches. These lesions are also called lymphangioma circumscriptum. These are typically seen on the inner side of the thigh, on the shoulder, or in axilla. Lymphangiography reveals that the lesion is separate from the main lymphatic system or not. Treatment. When lymphangiography confirms that the lesion is separate from the main lymphatic system, the treatment of choice is excision. Cavernous or diffuse lymphangioma. These present as bigger lymphatic swellings. These are often present in the face, mouth, lips, and in the tongue. They cause enormous enlargement of the lips, that is called macrocelia. In the tongue, it causes enormous enlargement and it is called macroglossia. This cyst is often interspersed among muscle fibers. In this picture, you can see the macroglossia. Cystic hygroma. This is the most common form of lymphangioma. This exhibits large cyst-like cavities containing clear watery fluid. Majority, that is 75% of the cystic hygromata are present in the neck. 20% are seen in the axilla. This is a picture of cystic hygroma. Remaining 5% are found scattered in different parts of the body, in the mediastinum, groin, pelvis, and even in retroperitoneum. A few cervical cystic hygromata may have mediastinal extension, extending as far as up to the diaphragm. Macroscopical features of cystic hygroma. Macroscopically, cystic hygroma consists of multiple locules filled with lymph. In the depth of the locules are quite big and towards the surface of the locules become smaller and smaller in size. Clinical features of cystic hygroma. Mostly seen in children and are often reported to be present since birth. Disfigurement is the main symptom. The swelling is painless. It may be painful when it becomes infected. Signs of cystic hygroma. These are soft swelling. Fluctuation and fluid thrill are always present. These swellings are translucent. Occasionally, hemorrhage within the cyst renders the swelling opaque. Regional lymph nodes usually do not enlarge until and unless the lesion gets infected. Treatment. Surgical excision is the only available treatment. In the neck, the lesion is removed under general endotracheal anesthesia using transverse incision. The cysts often encroach deep into the neck, involving the vital structures, so careful dissection is required. The cyst wall often lie close to the carotid artery, jugular vein, vagus nerve, and brachial plexus. The excision must be complete to avoid any chance of recurrence. This lesion is a developmental anomaly and not a malignant tumor. So this condition is rarely associated with recurrence. If the cyst wall is left behind, fluid may reaccumulate to cause reappearance of symptoms. So macroscopically identifiable cystic wall should be resected completely to avoid recurrence. Radiotherapy has no role in the treatment. Sclerosis treatment of this lesion is explained by Kinmore. Thank you for watching. See you in the next class. Take care.